Good evening and welcome. Thank you for staying with us. Now, Beata, are you able to come online? Are you able to come online, Beata? Let's see if this is going to work now. Oops. And of course, my screen has a mind of its own. So, welcome to the Executive Suite once again. Hi, Nat. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to persevere and see if Beata can come online. So, right, Beata, it's only showing you as watching. So, I think there's something with your connection, my love, because it's not letting me add you either, which is very odd. Because it would let me add Nat, but it's not letting me add you. So, I'm not sure what's happening with your Facebook, Beata, but I think there's something on your connection at some stage. Are you able to come out completely and come back in again, Beata? And let's see if we can get you online. Hi, Sheldon. Thanks for watching. Otherwise, Nat, I may end up interviewing you tonight. But as I said, it's Monday. It's beginning of the week, and wow, it's really something else. Ah, brilliant! It's now letting me add Beata. So let's see if we can start this interview for this Monday evening. So it's saying that it's adding. So fingers crossed. Let's hope that the connection works and we can fire away with our interview for this evening. So how's your Monday been? For me, it's been quite a busy day actually. So hence the fact that it feels as though it's a bit of a rush. Oh yes, yes. We persevered and we did it.
Sorry, I just need to. Oh, I couldn't.
Okay.
I think that's. Sorry for the turbulences.
Listen, we got there. Hi, Herman. Thanks for joining. Beata's just assembling her tripod,
Sorry.
and we will be ready to rock around. Now you're on your head. That's it. That way up. No, back the other way. That's it. Look, no, you tilted again. Yeah, that's right. Brilliant.
Sorry, I just need to.
Lovely.
That's
lovely,
okay.
lovely. Yep, that's good. I can see both of you now. You and the picture behind.
Oh yes, that's the big Baba.
Yes. So welcome and thank you for persevering and for joining me this evening in the Executive Suite. And it must feel a bit strange for you now because normally you're the one that's hosting and interviewing, and now
Yes.
tonight you're in the hot seat.
Yes, yeah, it's really hot. I can just feel it.
Yeah. I'll try not to ask you too many difficult questions. So how's your day been today?
Busy as always, but yeah, if you love what you do, doesn't matter if it's busy, it's still great.
Very, very true. Very, very true. So Beata, although okay, you have your program which is for busy executives, and I've forgotten the name of your show now. I know it's got something but human in there, professional but human. So
Professional,
there's
but
success
human.
success strategies. So share with our viewers this evening a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you're doing, the reason why you're doing this road show of interviews this week as well, and then we'll just get the conversation flowing.
Yes, I'm Beata. I'm health and life coach. I'm also a nurse by background and social worker. I'm still working as a social worker as well, and approved mental health professional. I'm working with people over 25 years now, and helping people, it's my passion. I can't imagine myself in different fields. Without people, I will die. So I'm assisting really people to find the purpose, find the goals, really uncover the hidden potential, because all of us, we've got something special in us, but sometimes we really don't know what it is. And we are looking and looking, and it's very often like people feel unhappy, and they can't really find their way of like living and working. They want to change something, they are not sure what. Sometimes they are struggling in one aspect of their lives, and they try to blame everything and everyone for their unhappiness. However, the happiness should start with us. We shouldn't look for happiness outside, and that's the problem. So yeah, my role, it's really to assist people to really to establish, to set up their goals, personal, professional, and health goals. And my role, it's really to assist them to succeed, to achieve their goals, and to support them as much as I can, because their success, it's my success.
Fabulous. And I know, because, okay, we've had some conversations. I know that you've got a big heart when it comes to helping people, and you have a very unique way about how you engage with people. But from that personal level, what was that burning desire that made you make that final decision that becoming a business and life coach was really the thing that would help you excel, that in you excelling, helping other people to excel? What was that, what was the deciding factor for you?
Difficult one, because oh gosh, as a nurse, I just felt like my role, it's quite limited. Even it was like amazing. I felt like seeing people like going back to life. That's true. Going back, to leaving hospital on their feet again. It was amazing feeling. However, when I met people from different perspective, like really what's going inside us and why very often they are physically unwell. No, it's not only because of what's going around us, because of like a health reason. It's lots of different reasons why why people become unwell, and what's going in their lives.
Oops, I think we've lost Beata's connection, but hopefully she'll be able to come back in again. Let's see. Okay, let's hope that she can come back in again. So, oops, Daisy. Now I'm losing my screen. So, okay, Beata, are you back on? Let's see if I can get you back in again. And she was in her flow there. But whilst we're waiting for Beata to reconnect, do ask questions, because again, I like the executive suite to be an interactive platform. It's not just about you listening, it's about you engaging and being part of the conversation. So if you have any questions for either Beata or myself, do post your questions or try and answer. Right, for some reason, we're having a bit of a challenge adding Beata, but it's saying that it is. So hopefully she'll be able to come back on with us and share her amazing story, because this is just the tip of the iceberg. Oh, yeah, yes. Brilliant.
I'm really sorry. I think it's really something in our area. They are still working on it's the technical issue. It's not only my computer on my phone. It's really something in this, the local.
Yeah. And I think there's lots of roadworks, lots of storm damage as well from the weekend. So it could be anything. But we'll keep persevering, because that's what we're about.
Yes.
Herman's saying hello to
Never
you.
give up.
Exactly. So yeah, so you were saying about being a nurse and helping people and the limitations and how you want to make it more expansive. So would you like to continue?
Yeah, then I just felt like knowing the body, I met the soul, which become even more interesting and become more, it will become my passion, because really to understand where we're coming from and what, what's going like really in our lives and how to move on, it become like really my passion. What I notice, of course, not only from perspective, like client's perspective, my professional experience, it's also my own personal experience. Many people, we are wearing a mask very often, and we try to pretend like we are, we are okay, or maybe we are different than we are, or we try really copy other people for some reasons. But what is hidden behind the mask, it's really very important for me, because what I discovered, it was really like, it's a lot what we try to hide. Of course, it's like unhappiness, stress, relationship problem, financial difficulties, and more important, it's really our real emotions. And it will become really obvious for me, like that's the most important thing, what we like people try to hide. It's a real emotions, because they really struggle to say how they feel. Not only the difficulties it's about like describe the feelings, but what would happen if I will let people know my real feelings. You know, it was really about like what would happen if I'm a professional and if I will share emotions. Maybe, you know, it's like being, people think like being like showing humanity, you will lose authority. That's what I noticed. But I think it doesn't work like that. End of the day, we are human, okay? And I know, you know, I'm working with really different people, like in terms of profession. End of the day, you are a human. You can wear a suit, you can wear the mask, and you can pretend. But when you're back and you are in your bed, everything is coming up. And why do you want to wait for like real crisis? And what could happen? What's happening in our lives? It's like when we struggle, for example, we've got really lots of physical difficulties. Of course, you don't have any problems. Will seek support. You will seek help. You will see the doctor, and that's fine. But what's happening? Very often the doctor is really unable to find the roots or the cause of the problem. Yes. And it's just like, you know, that's what's happened with me as well. I'm you know, I'm more than happy to share my personal experience as well. You know, hiding like the real emotions, like dealing with lots of high pressure, with lots of stress and personal problems as well. It was just, you know, your body could take, we all got limits. If you want or not, there it's somewhere like limitation. And one day everything will just, you know, come out. And I'm sure none of us would like to wait for the crisis when you feel like you're unable to move, you're losing your motivation, or you lost your motivation, you can't sleep, and physically you are ready, you know, your body is destroyed, you can't sleep, you can't eat. And of course, no one, it's not many people brave enough to say it's because I pretend for too long, or because I try for too long.
Let me just intercede there, because also there's the aspect of people that will not even admit to themselves that they have a problem or they have an issue, and they keep, you know, they do whatever they do to either hide from it to themselves, to whether they use whatever they use to numb it. Yeah. And they just keep going. And as you said, they get to a crisis point whereby suddenly they, you know, their body refuses to keep going. And as Nat has just mentioned, that, you know, you'll be on your way to a mental breakdown. And as we know, you know, there are so many mental health issues for people nowadays. We're hearing about it more so than we ever did before. And, you know, only last week we had a mental health day, mental health awareness day.
Yeah, and it's so, one in three people struggle mentally. They suffer from mental health difficulties. 1 in 4 will develop mental health difficulties at work. And what is interesting, you know, the children, you know, the mental health develop, like, you know, what's going on with teenagers and children. It's really like the age, it's really the average age when children develop mental health difficulties, it's 14. So it's, you know, the research shows like, it's like every single classroom, it's the average, it will be like 4 students could suffer from mental health difficulties.
Yes, yeah.
And it's still difficult to talk about it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, it is so true. And the sad thing is that you're hearing about it because in boys, because I know there's a statistic around young men in terms of between, say, that age that you mentioned, 14 and 25, it's, you know, it's a crisis point for a lot of young men, and probably because they do not talk about their feelings as much because of whatever stereotypes of it being weak and etc
Yeah.
etc, so they hold so much inside and bottle it
Yes, and
up.
I don't know, in my, like in Poland, we used to say, I do remember even it was a song like Men Don't Cry.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And as you just mentioned Poland, you know, because again, the difference in terms of where he says, you know, men don't cry, and you mentioned about the invisible mask. Is it also a thing for women whereby the mindset is that, you know, what have you got to complain about? Just get on with it. Hence the fact people do put on the mask and, you know, will say, oh, everything's okay, I'm fine, even when they're not fine.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, of course, because I'm Polish, I'm from Poland, and I can comment on my country and even, you know, my last 12 experience in England. But that's,
Mm.
I think it's, yeah, I think it's that nowadays we try to, I don't want to say pretend, but it's a culture. It's like the perfect picture image. You know, as a woman, you have to manage everything. You have to, you know, you should become like really the strong woman, which could manage everything without any, I don't want to say any, yeah, without any price, basically. Like, you know, you should work full time, you should get house full of children, a spotless house, you know, dinner on the table when husband is coming from work, best relationship with everyone,
Mm.
and you should be available for everyone 24 hours. But
Mm.
we only have one head, two hands, and two
Mm-hmm.
legs, and one
Mm-hmm.
heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the really the image, the perfect picture image, and the media, the current media, how they create, you know, the successful people and what success means. It's not really, it's not real.
Mm.
I know some people, you know, it's of course my opinion. You know, we've got different opinions, but I think they should, you know, the media should, they shouldn't hide the fact, like it's always price for it, because, you know,
Yes.
you can't really work 20, be available for your, like for your company, or if you're working for someone, to be available for your employer 24 hours when you've got family, and or when you're trying really to build up your relationship with your husband, with your partner. It could be a
Mm.
conflict. And opposite, you know, when
Yeah.
your relationship doesn't work, it's still something inside you, like even you try, you know, you will push yourself harder and harder. Sometimes could be something what it's really will block you from moving on. So yeah, I think that, yes, the current picture of, like the current image of really like perfect picture successful woman, it's a little bit too colorful. That's
Yeah.
how I
So,
will say.
so taking this back, because you mentioned about the, you know, the lifestyle in Poland where, you know, keep looking at successful and doing everything. Now, it sort of segues into next week and your trip. So it's quite a big trip for you next week in terms of not only are you going to visit family, but I understand that you will be speaking to a group of women while you're there. And
Yes, yeah.
yes,
Yes,
so
but it's a
tell us
honor,
about
you know.
this.
It's really like big honor for me, because I'm just like, yeah, I'm from the small city, and I'm going to share my experience with, you know, the other ladies from there. And the problem sometimes it's like, uh, even when, like, vice versa to the success, even if, you know, we want to do something in our lives, we want to move on, it's again something what it's blocking us. Sometimes it's really like, you know, the problem with self-acceptance. Very often we don't accept ourselves, because you know, what the self-acceptance means. That means, you know, I'm perfect, or I need to love myself. But the self-acceptance, it's really like, of course, how you can accept other people without accepting yourself. But what the self-acceptance really means, it's really accepting everything what's happened in your life as well. Of course, it doesn't mean like you have to be happy about it, because, you know, life it's long, and sometimes we have really like unpleasant experiences, but we have to learn from it and to move on. You can't really live or stay in the past, because you wouldn't be really able to move and to create a better future. Sometimes.
So what is it you would like? So, but by your speaking, going back to your village or your small town, and speaking to a group of women there, what is it you would like to instill in those women, and what would you like to leave them with?
Like, you don't like yes, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You know, if you really want to change your life, you will, and it's never too late. You can change your life at any time, and it doesn't matter how old are you. If you're 20 and just, you know, starting, well, it's the time when you would like to create something new because you're leaving your parents' house, or maybe you're 40, or maybe you're 60. That's still okay. It's just follow your dreams. Don't accept yourself. Accept the fact, like, yes, you know, I was born in Poland. I grew up in the very difficult time in Poland. It was during communism, so it was really like lots of limitations. Yes, and I think that was one of the problems, like really to accept myself and to accept the past, like how it was. And I think even like I felt, I don't want to say guilty, but it was something like, I was like, what would happen, you know, if people will discover like where I am from? But you know what? I'm proud of it. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud, you know, of my country and the way how everything went, because that was my learning, and this is why I am here right now, and I am who I am. All the lessons, all the, you know, maybe not greatest experiences, but don't take it wrong, I still got fantastic memories, and this is why I'm feeling so humble. I'm going back and I'm going to share my experience with other people, especially like women. And I really want to encourage them, like, look, you can change your life at any time if you want to. It's just like accept yourself, make sure, you know, you don't need to be perfect to be good, because that's another problem. You know, all of us, or most of us, try to be perfect.
Yes.
But again, what's that mean to be perfect? Who put the scale on? What's that mean to be good, to be very good, to be perfect? And it's
I
again,
am listening to you. Because we've had to change our medium for some reason. I'm getting a low battery warning, so please keep talking whilst I reconnect. See, this is live. I am here.
No, it's really,
Oh
you know,
wow.
that's the problem sometimes, you know, the lack of self-acceptance, the pressure of being perfect, and I will say even like the lack of assertiveness as well. It's something like, you know, we have to work on it, because I do remember when, you know, I was small, I was taught like, you know, children shouldn't raise their voice, like all their views as well. I'm not sure about it now, because if you are, the worst thing what you can do is just, you know, to allow children to use their imagination in difficult situation. Because like in Poland, you know, it was difficult time, it was a lot of alcohol around. And as a child, or, you know, a child wouldn't be really able to understand what's going on. And instead, you know, to talk to children, what's happening, you know, the way how it was just like, you know, go to your room, that's nothing for you. But the behind the closed door, you know, the little child was like put in different place, and the imagination works, you know, and that was really difficult. And then because if you don't understand what's going on, or no one is really telling you, it's even worse. So I think, you know, of course, we don't need to talk to children and, you know, like to place our anxiety on them, or like, you know, to share everything with them. But sometimes just a little to explain what's going on. It will be much better, because then that's what's happening. Like, if they don't know what's going on, they will use their imagination. They will think you isolating them for some reasons. They can feel guilty about it. So they will try to think about, so what I have done, why I'm here on my own. And no one is listening, no one even, you know, if they try to take something, it will be, I do remember again in Poland, apart from men don't cry, it was like children and fish, they don't have voice. Yeah. So it really, you know, I think that's what really should change, because again, if as a child you can't really share your real emotions, to say like to ask what's going on and to talk about it, like I'm feeling scared, I'm feeling, you know, to talk about the way how you feel, what you are experiencing around you, how you will be, you know, it will stay with you. And as an adult, it will be similar. You wouldn't be able really, it will be difficult to share the emotions with other people.
Yeah, and you're so right, because I you know, similar to yourself, I remember when I was growing up, the saying was children should be seen and not heard. And, you know, so it's adults' conversations, adults talk, you don't, you know, and so you would be listening with your child's mind to what they're talking about. You miss part of the conversation anyway.
But you know, the
so
other half is there, and you will make up another half.
Exactly.
I remember even like, you know, it was the time in Poland when someone tried to like to build up their own business. It was so difficult because everything was like, you know, under government. So it was just time when, you know, people went to Germany, they brought some like stuff and they tried to sell in like their own little shops. When someone tried to do something different, it was like, oh my God, if you try to set up your own business, that means you've got, you know, like connections, but that must be like bad connections or high connections. So be careful, don't talk to him. Or like it was, again, you wouldn't be able to own your first million, for example, from like really like your own work. You have to steal it. So if you've got more money, that means you've done something wrong.
Yeah.
So
straight away,
something like
there's that feeling that you can't be free to be and explore and do what you want to do because somebody's watching you. And if they deem that you're a bad person, then everybody thinks you're a bad person. And, you know, so you just shut off. Whereas, okay, now everyone's talking about, you know, being the true you, discover what your purpose and your passion is, go for what your dreams and your desires. But if you're in that environment and you're hearing that, straight away you can see there's a mismatch.
Hello.
Have you lost sound? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello. Right, I can hear you.
I'm losing. Okay, I think it's better now.
Okay, I can hear you fine.
Hello.
Yep. Oops, is your sound gone? Right, I can hear you. Right, I can hear you. Can you hear?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're breaking up, but I can still.
Okay, well,
I can see you.
Not got long to go. Yep. Okay. Right. So so you know, so it's that disconnect between going for your dreams and your goals and your heart's desire, and what will people say about you? So, you know, what do you choose? What do you go for? You know, that is the situation.
And that's really internal conflict. It's really huge, you know, because you've got your passion, you want to achieve something, you really want to change your life, but it's something there. It's like, oh, no, you can't do it. and it's like a list of things, like because so it's a conflict. And when you're going to do something what it's really against your values, like what you can't really enjoy, end up being, I don't want to say horrible, but not the best, not the best worker, or not the best business owner. It's
okay. So, say for example, when you're speaking to these women next week, and a lady comes up to you afterwards and says, she really enjoyed what you said. She's got something she would like to do, but she doesn't feel that she's allowed to do it, or it would be, she'd have the support. What would you advise her? So what would you suggest to somebody in that situation? So what would you suggest to one of the ladies who wanted to move forward, but the circumstances wouldn't let her? Can you hear?
Okay, of course, it's very important to find out what I can hear you now, and the question I will ask. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so of course, it's very important to really to recognize what's stopping you, what it's not allowing you, because sometimes it could be something what it's in your head. So it could be your assumption, like I can't do it because, and that could be really something from the past, like the voices, like I just felt like the gardeners, because I do remember when adults, we had like little gardens around our house, and the adult conversation took place in the garden. So I just felt like that was the the most important talk when they all the neighbors sat together, sometimes with bottle, to make sure they can even speak better. Yeah, so I just felt like that so it's very important really to to uncover everything, what's stopping you, what it's not allowing you. It's really the maybe environment, or maybe people around you, because we've got different relationship with other people, so even the loved ones sometimes could block you in some ways, because they of course try their best to protect you. Yes. And they could act against your interest, but it's not, sometimes it's like they don't want really to harm you, but they want to protect you, even without thinking, like it's not about them, it's about you. So yes, it's the environment, people around you, but most important, it's really what about you. Maybe you are not allowing yourself to move on in your life. Maybe that's the problem. It's not about, again, people will try to blame it's because of him, because of her, or because of the place where I am. But the reason could be completely different. Yeah, so it's very important really to recognize what's the problem and how to overcome the problem. What could help you? What kind of support do you need? Because sometimes it's just the correct support network. When you've got people with similar values, with similar views, goals, we will support each other. And with the moments like when it's really difficult, or when you've got the other people, for example, stopping you, you will get someone who will be really able to push you even harder when you need to.
Yeah, and I'm just going to read some of the comments that have been coming in. So, because we've got some, a few people are commenting here. So, hi Deborah, thanks for joining. So Herman said, "Great ladies at work, smash it." Thank you, Herman. And okay, we had Nat with her on your way to bed. Right. So Sheldon has said, "Oops." Right, that's the thing with being on the phone. You can only see half the message. So he said he thought times were changing in the UK. Young people seem to be more open about their feelings compared to his generation. Okay, he's saying memories are the foundation for the future. Okay. Right, so I think he's quoted something that you said in terms of lack of self-acceptance has been the foundation for many failures in life. So he likes that quote that you've stated. Elizabeth saying, hi, Beata, Roxanne, amazing ladies, as are you, Elizabeth. And then Nat is saying that she can relate to children should be seen and not heard. So it's quite a common occurrence there. And again, she says, yes, when you get put down a lot in your past, you lose your confidence. And that is something that, you know, is very crucial. And then Elizabeth saying, we need to take responsibility for our lives and our future. So again, so Nat has mentioned confidence. Elizabeth saying about us taking responsibility for our lives and our future. Now that takes a form of confidence to actually make that decision and say, well, look, you know what, regardless of anything that's around me, my environment, my network, whatever, I am going to take responsibility and go for what I want and design the future that I want. Now, okay, you've done it where you decided to come to the UK, and I know you put yourself through night school so that you could learn and study and grow. But what about somebody that hasn't got that strength, that tenacity, but they really, really have this longing? How do you help them build up that confidence muscle that's going to enable them to do what they want to do?
It's really, take step by step. It could be even worse when you set up too high goal, and when it will be difficult for you to achieve. Well, I know it's sometimes, people will say, oh, it's not about self-confidence, you can do it. But it's inside us. And that would, we already struggle when we want to achieve something, but when the self-confidence, it's really playing up the most important role, because you will criticize yourself more than any other people. You will sabotage your progress. You will procrastinate. That's what's happening. So you have to allow yourself to experience good and bad days. One day, you can do more, the other day you can do less. But when you've got clear vision, when you've got clear goal, what you really want to achieve, you don't need to achieve your goal in one day or 1 week, 1 month. Give yourself more time, give yourself enough time to achieve the goal. And really, you have to put measure in place, like how you will measure progress. And again, your support network, who will support you when you've got the day when, or the time of the year, of the week, or the day when you just feel like, what, I can't do it. So you have to find someone who you can talk to. And of course, the most important person, it's yourself. And you have to allow yourself to try, because sometimes it's easier to say, I can't do it, without trying. So if you never try, you never know.
Yes.
Again.
Yes. Yeah.
Just
and it's funny.
Try.
And that was a motto that was taught to me very early on, in terms of, you never say you can't, because you don't know what you can do until you try it.
Exactly.
So, that is the key thing, because it's interesting how a lot of people tend to have their self-esteem almost. I don't know if it's a protection mechanism, but have this way of, oh, I couldn't do that. Oh, I can't do that. But they don't know if they can do it because they've never ever tried it. They've never experienced it. But there's that little voice that's, oh, who do you think you are to try that?
That's protection, like self-protection, because how I will feel if something happened, or how I will feel if I wouldn't achieve, or what they will say about me if I wouldn't be able to achieve this and that. Yeah. So that's really like, it's, sometimes it's better to say, it's not for me, I'm not going to do it, instead to say, I'm going to try. So it's nothing wrong to say, like, I think it's better to try instead, in 10, 20 years, to say like, oh gosh, I lost the time, I should try. So don't wait, don't waste the time, just go and try. What and think about the worst scenario. What could happen?
Yes. Yes.
What could
Yes.
happen basically? Or okay, think about like what kind of difficulties you can meet on your way and how you will overcome them. You know, what would be if? Make your list. Think about it. You can prepare yourself for the difficult time. You have to set up some, you know, plan B, plan C, just in case if wouldn't be as we want to. But don't say you can't do it, because you can. I do believe
And
you can.
the thing is, it's what if you do try it and succeed? What if you try it and you do even more than you ever imagined was possible for you? And then that opens another door for you to do something else. Because until you take that step down that path, you have no idea where it's leading to. You can guess, you can sort of try and figure it out. But until you start walking down that path, you have no idea where it really goes to.
No,
Somebody can tell you it goes
and it's
somewhere.
true, really, sometimes, and the truth, it's like, you know what, you have to move, because like, you know, everything change. Yes, so we will change the life, the world around us will change, so you can take control and to create the life as you want to be, or you have to just adjust to the situation you are in. And very often it's like, you know, people would like to move on in their lives, but they are scared, like, but what would happen if I will lose some people? Like, they wouldn't follow me. You know what? Everyone who needs to be in your life, it will remain in your life. But when you will take another step, or if you will move on the, like, you know, on the step on the ladder, you will meet people up there as well.
Yes.
You wouldn't be on your own. And, you know, that's, don't be scared. I know it's scary. Don't be scared. It is scary. It could be scary, because I do remember, you know, I'm just like, seriously, I'm going to do it. Then I was like, if I never try, I never know.
Yeah.
What
But
I can do.
yeah, I'll stop you on that note because we're running out of time. But you just reminded me of a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt, who said, "Every day, do one thing that scares you." So can you imagine
Yeah,
if you had that
exactly.
mentality that every single day you do one thing that scares you? How much can you actually do?
Yeah,
Where will that lead you?
you
You
can't
know.
even imagine what you can do, and you know how your life could be. It's really, yeah, and you will really, your confidence will go up, and not only confidence, I think you will really enjoy your life, and you will become, I don't know how to say, you will really, I think we have to be proud of ourselves, taking by
Yeah.
small steps, giving ourselves more credits for achieving small thing
Yes.
every
Yeah.
day, really, for
Yes.
doing the scary thing
Yes.
every day. Don't, you know, don't compare to other people, and don't think about, like, you know, like you have to climb the mountain. That's fine.
Mm.
Just, you know, go for a walk, maybe just touch the snow. You know what I mean? You don't need to be there, right there, but you have to, you know, the first step, it's important, and another step and another step. And, you know, don't give up. Just try. It's nothing to lose. What you can lose.
Thank you. And on that note, because we do need to wrap up because we've got another broadcaster coming on. However, Beata, you know what? We could chat all night. And I
Yeah,
would love us to do a show together when you've come back from Poland. And let's do a follow-up show where we discuss what it was like for you going back, speaking to those women, empower or helping them to empower themselves. Because I don't think anybody can empower anybody else. You empower yourself, but you can share some ideas and tips and tools with them that enables them to empower themselves. So
yeah,
I would love
exactly.
us to get back together and do a follow-up
Of
session.
course, once I'm back, we will talk about it.
Yes, definitely. And would you like to leave one parting message for everybody, in addition to all the wisdom and nuggets you've given already? Just one parting message for tonight.
Just one. It will be really, never say never. And, you know, Never say like, I can't do it, because you can. You can, and I do believe in you. And it's time for you to believe in yourself.
Wow, powerful. Right, and that is from Beata Bikowska, and you heard it here in the executive suite. So I'd really love to just thank everybody that's taken the time to be with us tonight. Thank you everyone for your comments. Thank you for sharing and liking. We really do appreciate your time and your commitment. And I just really want to wish you a fabulous week ahead. Be back here with you on Friday at 8 p.m. when I have another special interview, which you will hear who's been interviewed during the week. And you know what? You have value in you. Never forget that. So whatever you decide to do, just go for it. Because you know what? Once you own and tap into that value, you have some power that you don't even know you have. So have a fabulous Monday night and take care. So it's bye from me and it's bye from...
Bye from me as well. Thank you so much. And thank you for the patience with the technical difficulties. But never say never.
We got there.
You can do it.
Exactly. Good night.
Thank you. Bye.